All right, let's get into reviews.
Here.
Yeah, The Boys, season 2, episode 6.
6, I believe. Yep.
6.
Six.
Where do I start with this shit?
I don't know.
A lot. A lot happened.
Few things.
Yo, we got.
Wait, are you going straight to that?
I want to.
No, you don't. Let's not start on that. We don't gotta start. That's how did I know that's what you was. I was wondering if that's what you was gonna start with.
That stuck out. I was like, it was just ironic. It was just ironic because out. Nigga posted in the Discord. I was like, yo, why does nigga? What? This guy? Who is this? And then it happened.
Why'd they have to do that to the black man? That's all I'm saying. Why the black man had to get choked out by the
yeah, but how did it start? How did it start? It started with Homelander, right? Homelander and Stormfront. Homelander. Oh yeah, it did. They stopped some dude in the alley.
Oh yep.
And they was like, all right, so what should we do with him? He's like, well,
we should hand him to the police.
Yeah, he's gonna get out next week. So they got a weird ass fetish relationship.
They're crazy racist white people. This is what they do.
Yeah.
So basically, like, he stopped some dude. I guess he like robbed a bank or a store or some shit.
Yeah.
He was in the alley trying to get his money up or whatever, count the money, and they found him, called him, and like instead of turning him into police, they basically was like having like a little like foreplay, like, oh, what you do? And like, she was like straight jerking her nigga through the suit.
And he's like,
so
can't let him go.
Yeah, so like he like put his hand in the dude's face, and he was like, why she like talking to her, and she like jerked him to his
came and just
like squished the nigga face in, and then they fucked in the alleyway, and then he stuck his bloody ass fingers in her mouth.
Yeah,
I was like, y'all a little nasty.
Yeah, he definitely be redlining.
Actually, you're right. No, that's a fact, because if that I was gonna say, if that didn't bother him, then nothing will, nigga. Fucking next to dead bodies and shit. So we do that, and then we go to the to where Huey and Starlight and Mother's Milk and Frenchie and shit is at, and I guess because after last week she had a confrontation with Stormfront, she was like, oh, I gotta get this chip out of me so they can't track me, yada yada. So they pulled the chip out. And she was telling them about the information that she found on the computer when she was snooping. I guess they found they're talking about a facility. I forgot where it was located.
Yeah,
but it was a facility, and it was like, oh, we gotta go check it out and see what the fuck's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So Butcher, Huey, Stormlight, I think everybody, they all go down to the fucking facility to try to sneak in there and try to figure out what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
All the while they were doing Frenchie's flashbacks to his life. I guess he was just like a drug addict, just living his life. And it's kind of showing how he kind of ended up with the boys a little bit. I guess he got caught committing the crime, but he was like coming up with inventive ways of stopping soups and shit. Yeah. So the lady commissioner, I forgot her name, found him, was like, hey, look, you're looking at like 10 to 15 years unless you come work with me. I'll let you and your friends will go, but you're going to come work with me. So that's kind of how he got working with them.
Yeah. I like how they do that though. You know how sometimes when they do flashback episodes, they do a whole fucking episode about it. I kind of don't like that shit.
Yeah, just mix it in.
I like how they mix it in and just, all right, this is what happened, and just cut out of the shit, and it just goes with the story. Now, to me, this shit is getting a lot deeper than I thought it would. Yeah, like so they went to the facility and they seen old dude. I forgot the fucking name. Incinerator?
Oh, Lamplighter.
Name was really Lamplighter.
Yeah, Lamplighter.
Lamplighter. God
yeah,
damn.
Shout out to I don't know which one it is.
What?
But I don't know because I can't tell them apart. But I didn't Google it.
He's Iceman.
Yes, but it could be his brother. There's twins. There's two of them.
Oh, it's twins?
Yeah, there's twins. That's why I can't tell them apart. So I don't know if that's the one who actually played Iceman. I just thought it was funny because, like, oh, he got fire powers. And
I'm gonna assume that's him.
Yeah, but I don't know for a fact if it was the Iceman or if it was the brother.
Yeah,
because I can't tell them apart. But
that's ironic, though.
I was like, oh, that's funny.
Yeah. So before that happened, Stormfront was talking to Homelander, and then he was like, hey, I got something for you in the trailer. He was like. I'll be back. And then this nigga, he got emotional issues.
He is a man child.
Yeah,
because he was coddled his whole life, and he doesn't have appropriate. Doesn't know how to handle his emotions properly. So yes, he is a child. Man. He has superpowers.
Yeah, so basically she was like, yeah, you know, when I get back, you can show me whatever you want. You surprise me, whatever you want. So she flew off and shit, and he's in there looking at that fucking card. He did all that decorating and shit. He's like, yo, this bitch don't love me.
Because he got, I guess he got like a bouquet of flowers and wanted to surprise with. He fallen in love with her and all that shit because he throwing it at him, and then fucking she didn't come inside, so he got mad and he should just stand there staring at her because he doesn't know how to process his emotions like a fucking adult. Yeah. So I guess he laser beamed the fucking whole trailer. Yeah. And then tried to be like, oh no, it's electrical fire.
Yeah, so Storefront was actually at the facility. And he's like, oh shit, fucking Storefront's here. Yep. So what basically was happening is they were making soups there, but what they were trying to do, they found out that when they put it in infants, it works. But when they put it in adults, that shit don't work like that. It's like they end up going crazy and a whole bunch of other shit.
You either might get super crazy powers, the person might just explode, is like not super volatile. So basically they're trying to complete the serum in a way that they can inject it into a grown adult and have them have a permanent superpower and just without any of the crazy side effects. Yeah. So that's what that whole facility was.
Yeah, and Lamplighter was there, and I guess the dude that they put the powers in, he was like, "I just want to go home." He's like, "Okay, you can go home." I guess he was a failed subject or something. Like I don't know.
No, I think
they figured out it worked, but it was like,
No, it worked, but he just wasn't playing ball. Like, because I think he was like, I want to go home or whatever. And he's like, I'm not gonna do any more of this bullshit for y'all. You gonna go home? She's like, all right, cool. And then she just killed the nigga because he's not being cooperative. So that's just showing her ruthlessness.
Yeah, Lamplighter just flamed that nigga.
More fire.
Yeah, so then now Frenchie started having flashbacks and shit of this nigga. So come to find out, when they were all together, like what was it, like 5 years ago or something like that? Like 5 years ago, right?
Yeah, something about 5. Yeah, I think it was 5 years ago.
Lamplighter walked in with this fucking
fucking
torch and shit.
Yeah, Lamplighter.
They started laughing at him and shit. So, homegirl, I forgot her fucking name.
Yeah, the older like lady, commissioner, the chief.
Yeah, she
before Butcher.
Yeah, she basically ran the same shit, the same game on Frenchie that she did to him. But he didn't like that shit. So I guess what he did, he tried to flame on her ass, but ended up doing her to her kids.
Yeah, I don't know. She had some type of information on him. They didn't show you what it was, and she was like, basically, you're gonna give us information on whatever, or we're gonna leak this somewhere, whatever. So he's kind of in a precarious situation. So I guess this is kind of the incident that sort of changed things for them a little bit. So I guess she sent him out to go get some information, and she sent Frenchie to go follow him. And Frenchie was supposed to follow him. He was following him the whole time, but part of the flashback was like he was in like I don't know if they was like a throuple or they was just like mad close, but it was him and the girl that was hired Kimiko to fucking kill people, and then some other dude. I don't know if they was like all together, and I was just like, it's like his best friend. He said it was his best friend, so I don't know if it was weird shit, but so
I'm pretty sure it was like an entanglement.
It was like a throuple thing, yeah. Whatever, which is fine. That's their life. Yeah, so I guess when he was following Lamplighter, the girl called him because his best friend was like ODing, and he was like, I can't really leave. She's like, you can't, because they're like close knit, like they're supposed to be like a family type of thing. And she's like, yo, you can't just leave him in the OD and shit. So he left to go help the nigga bring him back with some Narcan or whatever the fuck he shot him up with, and left. But by the time he got back to the party, Lamplighter had, because he thought he was at a party, he thought he had time to kind of do and come back. By the time he got to the party, Lamplighter had left. He went to go basically kill his boss, but he like set the bed on fire, but it turns out like her kids or her grandkids or whatever was in the bed and not her, and he didn't know that it was kids in the bed. He thought it was her, and then like until the kids was crying and screaming, but by then it was too late. He was already on fire. So then that's sort of the flashback for that. So basically, when they were inside basically they got inside the facility, and they was like trying to find they got to like the camera room, and they was trying to get all these files and shit. And then on the way out, Lamplighter kind of saw Frenchie, and he's like, oh, he recognized him because he saw his face and shit. So they kind of had like a little standoff, and he like hit him with the fire flame, but it like melted the door on one of the cages and let free one of the. They had a bunch of rooms full of like superpower people that they made, but I guess they're like crazy or unstable. Some of them like the powers probably aren't they don't have the kind of control they would have if they were getting injections as kids or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So this crazy chick got out and let a whole bunch of niggas out. So now they got a bunch of superpower people trying to kill him. So they like trying to get out. So
he got some crazy ass powers. Like,
yeah, she's like psychic.
She got some Akira shit going on.
Yeah, she was like snap the fingers and blow niggas. Yeah, splatter niggas head open.
Mother's milk was like, oh fuck,
shit. Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah, so they held it up trying to figure out how to get out, and then when he's trying to figure out how to get out, one of these niggas, grab mother's milk from the door. Yeah. Unfortunately, yeah, I don't know why they had to do black man dirty like that.
Yeah, grabbing him with a uncircumcised dick.
yeah. Choked him out with his dick. He had like the Mr. Fantastic
Wait,
dick.
What the fuck? Mr. Fantastic dick?
That's what he had. This shit was fucking stretched out from around the corner and fucking choking niggas. It was like,
yeah, he's like,
fucking that nigga. I was like, damn. I was like, because I was sitting there, I was like,
what is that?
What I think it is?
I thought it was. I was like, nah, that can't be it. That can't be
it. Yeah.
Oh man, he was like, was that a dick?
He's like, yeah, man, got yoked out.
Damn. Nah, that was nasty. I was like, I can't believe they put that nigga in there. Oh
yeah, I'm mad they choked the black man out. I was fucking rude, man.
Yeah, man. So then, outside the facility, there was one of them that escaped. Didn't it look like his eyes was a little bit big?
No, I didn't really look at his. I think he just had some weird psychic powers. I don't know if his eyes was big, but
some shit. Butcher trying to calm down. Like, all right, we're all friends here. We all friends. We got Starlight out there. So then I don't know what the fuck happened. This nigga sneezed or just panicked and was like, ah!
I don't think he has full control of his powers.
So he was in the van. That shit flipped over. Come to find out, this nigga got stabbed in the side.
Got some shrapnel to the gut.
Yeah, like Starlight kind of like just burned the wound at that point. Like, it's like, fuck, he be bleeding too much. So then they left. Star was like, what about them? I was like, fuck them, they on their own. Shit. Couldn't find out he really cared about Huey.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, you saw it. It was the last episode, maybe the episode before, with the Black Noir. She's like, he reminds him of his little brother or some shit. Like that's what his aunt was saying. He's like, kind of like looks like his little brother. So I don't know if his little brother's still alive or not, but I think that's part of the reason he like reminds him of that nigga.
Yeah,
because he does care for him. So the when the van flipped over, I guess there's like whatever, something broke off and stabbed him in the side.
Yeah.
So he was bleeding out. So they like had to leave so they can go get him medical help because they couldn't really do nothing for him.
Yeah, took him to the hospital. Back inside, they basically got Lamplighter to help him. Like, this nigga's Frenchie asked him something. He was like, "No, you never told him what we did, huh?" He was like, "Nah, because this nigga feeling mad, regretful for what he did to them kids, so he just didn't say anything." So he was just working for them. So the whole facility's fucked up. Fucking Stormfront come back. Like, shit.
I thought she was gonna kill that nigga.
Yeah, I thought so too. But he basically kept the shit to himself.
Yeah,
it's like, so doctor fucked up, and
yeah,
same thing happened last time.
Yeah, so he just like changed the story up, like, oh, doctor didn't get the dose right.
Yeah,
and one of the prisoners escaped, and she let out all the other prisoners, and that's why shit is crazy.
Yeah,
so now they're gonna have to try to contain that. So basically, the episode ends with, after all that, Stormfront goes back to Homelander, and he's being all pissy and shit. And she's like, "Oh, you said you was going to the tower, but I went to the tower, you wasn't there." She's like, "Oh, listen, I'll never lie to you again." So basically, she shows him pictures. She's like, "Oh, this is me." He's like, "Oh, is it your grandmother?" He's like, "No, that's my daughter. I was born in 1919." Whatever the fuck, the Vault scientist is like, she married that nigga. Right. She was the first successful test subject of the Compound V, and she's like 100 years old or whatever.
Goddamn Nazis.
And basically she hit him with the Nazis feel. She was like, look, like basically they're with that whole facility they're trying to find a way to inject people with the Compound V who are adults so that they can make an Aryan super brotherhood. That's really what they're doing. And she's like, listen, we got to take control, all these other colors, or whatever her speech was. She was like, man, racist with it. Basically, she's like, hey, he was a Nazi. We got married under a Nazi flag, and it's time to bring Vault's true vision, which is the perfect Aryan nation. She's like, I love you because you're everything that we want. Was obviously blonde hair, blue eyed, fucking super white dude. So he's like, oh, word, and he's like, I'm with it, and so that's how that ends.
And then fucking again.
Yeah, and they start fucking, and I guess Lamplighter's gonna work with the boys a little bit at the end of the episode. It seemed like he's gonna help them do something.
This dude wanted to die. Yeah, homegirl's about to pull a hole in his head.
Yeah, because he's feeling regretful. And the only other thing that was going on was, so A-Train's obviously getting kicked out. Maeve asked the Deep to use his fish friends to find him something in the water. So he found a camera. On the camera, there's a video of some dude on what the spoiler alert for season 1 on the plane that they didn't save. Yeah. He kind of records, and you can see them and her and Homelander arguing about just leaving the whole plane and basically then to crash and die. Yeah. So that's evidence that she's going to either use to have to Homelander, be like, yo, look, if you don't leave me the fuck alone, so me and my girlfriend can go live our life, I'm going to leak, either I'm leak it or whatever the fuck. So doing that. And then the other thing is the Deep took A-Train to meet their fucking pastor or whatever for the church. Fresco. So I guess they're going to induct him into the fucking Scientology shit, and we'll see what goes with that. But that's really kind of what it ends with, the Aryan Nation about to take over the fucking the boys is insane, dog.
Yeah, I like this shit though so far.
Yeah, it's just really good. And then he choked the black man out with a dick.
Yeah. Oh. I don't want to see that guy again. Racist.
Now Kimiko knocked him out, so hopefully he'll never come back.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Another thing. Frenchie said he ain't gonna like hound her for the pussy anymore. He said, "You want to be left alone? I'll leave you alone."
And that's all it took. Because then she looked at him like, "Oh wait, no, leave.
No, I'm gonna give it to you." See, golden boy. See, it always works.
She's like, "Wait, I actually like the attention. I'm sorry.
I actually like that shit." Yeah. Goddamn females.
Well, what you gonna do?
I love playing hard to get, don't you?